So I have a theory, and it's not a very good one. I looked up short-term rental insurance, and it turns out that most short-term rental policies do not cover stains on furniture. Right? That's not covered. That's not in the coverage. So if she already had stains on that couch, how do I know that she didn't seize this as an opportunity to try and get a new couch out of somebody? Right? Like, well, her kids already chewed up the wall. I could just take this chocolate milk that they left in the sink and pour it on the couch, make it look like she made an enormous mess in here, and then make her pay for a new couch. How do we know? How do we know that that wasn't what she did? Right? And, like, I didn't accuse her of doing that. I simply questioned, since it was a possibility in my mind that that could have been somebody's intention. I'm like, how do I know? I don't know. I'm not just going to assume that you're a good person. You're assuming that I'm not a good person because my kids were destructive. So it's okay for you to make judgments about me, but God forbid I question anything about you or your character or lack thereof. So I was like, this is weird. Something's weird about this. Okay, so I had no problem offering her money for the damage. But she wasn't taking my money. And I was like, that's fucking weird too. Right? That makes me even more suspicious, right? Because how do I know that she's not trying to build a civil claim? Right? Because this happens all the time with insurance. Right? When people aren't unable to get their claims through their insurance policies, they turn to the renters, and they try and get what they can. They squeeze it out of the renters. She's got a long shot for a short-term rental. And I've already reported her for discrimination. Because here's the thing. She had a big old fucking backyard that she could have allowed the kids to run around and play in safely. But she closed that off, did not give us any access to that backyard, and the only place for the kids to play was out front, where there was construction mess on, like, surrounding the house on either side. It was everywhere. Like, there was quite literally nowhere safe for the kids to play outside. So if you know human nature and you know how children are, you would know that when children are cooped up and don't have appropriate space to run and play, right? Because, like, look at this. I'm in their room, right? This is the kids' room. This is the kitchen. Here's a laundry room. Oh my goodness, look at all of this space for the kids to jump over shit and run through the place, right? So there wasn't any of this over there, like my room. It's a little bit messy already because of the kids. I got a king-size bed over here. More room for me and the kids to sleep in one bed. Because you know they're not going to want to sleep in their own room. Okay, so that place was significantly smaller than this place. So the kids didn't have enough room to run around inside. They didn't have enough room to run around outside. They didn't have a safe place to play outside. Why the fuck would you deem your place family friendly if you didn't have appropriate places for kids to play? Right? This place is listed as family friendly, right? And I'll give them that. It is absolutely family friendly. Because, guess what they also have? Oh, look at that. A yard for the kids to play in. And toys for them to play with. That's what the fuck I call family friendly. Oh, they even have plastic plates and bowls and plastic cutlery for the kids. So, like, if you're going to list your Airbnb as family friendly, you better have, like, things that are appropriate for small children. Right? If you guys also noticed, in the last place, the beds were super high off the ground. I'm like, that's not really great for kids. That's not kid friendly, right? Kids fall off the bed all the time, right? This is family friendly because this doesn't hurt a toddler if they fall off. So, the place was not family friendly. It was nice to have our own space. But the beds were too high. The kids were cooped up. They didn't have a safe place to roam and be kids. And then they were ultimately shamed for having a natural reaction to that type of stress.